Kelly. I'm going to be your safari guide out here on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. A few quick safety reminders. Please remain fully seated, facing forward, hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck. Please do not stand at any time, nor allow children to stand. Do not hang kids side to side over the seats. Hold them up into the air. Play hot potato or reenact the Lion King. Now, while we're out here, we are visitors in the animals' home, so keep our voices to a normal level. Please don't reach or call out no loud, unusual noises, no finger snaps, clap shells, whistles, even stuff like kissy sounds. Hold tight to loose items. If anything falls, I cannot stop to retrieve them. Wardens will go around throughout the day, pick stuff up, try to get those items back to you by the end of the evening. Just keep your cameras ready. You never know where we're going to see animals. They're free roaming. Watch around the truck, through the trees, shadows, bushes, waters, everywhere. I'm not going to be able to stop for all the animals, and the animals are not going to be able to stop for us, or they are not going to stop for us. Now we're headed into Little Ituri Forest. Here in Little Ituri, we have animals that are shy and reclusive. Some try to use coats and markings to help camouflage and hide through their surroundings. The tall black and white birds here on our left are saddle-billed storks. They're Africa's tallest storks, solitary until they find their mate, and then they will mate for life. You can tell the difference between the males and the females just by their eye color. Males have dark brown eyes, and females, like the one walking to us, have bright yellow eyes. Over to the right-hand side in that far back corner, there is an okapi. Okapi are the shyest animals out here. So shy that whenever they hear humans, they run and hide. Because of this, they weren't officially discovered by the Western civilization until 1901. Until then, we thought they were a myth. Seeing stripes on their legs, you may think they're related to zebra. They're actually not, though. They're the only living relative of giraffe. They have the same skull structure, prehensile tongue, and male okapi even have ossicones, false horns like giraffes do. Stripes on their legs mimic sunlight as it filters through the trees. Now there's black rhinos over to the left-hand side. Easiest one to see. Well, actually, I should have moved into sight fairly well over there, playing with a tree. Black rhinos are a very rare sight to see. There's only around 5,000 of them left alive in the world today. Now, their only threat actually comes from humans. Highly poached for their horns. Those horns, though, are made of keratin, the same thing our hair and fingernails are made from. They have a triangular shaped upper lip, which is prehensile, means finger length. They'll use it to grab stuff and pick stuff up. Over to the right-hand side, the copper-colored antelopes are bongo. Both male and female bongo have horns that slope backwards from their heads, allows them to move freely through these trees and bushes without becoming entangled on any branches. We're going to make our way toward Safi River. As we follow the river along, we're hoping to see some Nile crocodile and Nile hippo. Hippos can actually hold their breaths. They fully submerge up to about 8 minutes at a time. They'll even sleep under the water, just rising to the top naturally to take a breath, and then they're going to sink right back down without waking up. Now the gray and white birds up here, they're pink-backed pelicans, are one of the smallest pelican species. They have an average wingspan of about 8 feet wide, which is about the width of the canopy above your head. Now, hi friends, please keep our children fully seated. We have plenty of viewing opportunity all around us. Pink-backed pelicans are one of the smallest pelican species. They have about an 8-foot wingspan. It's the size of the canopy above your head, named for the light pink spot you can see on their back during their mating season. And now crocodile to the left behind the island. Not actually swimming nor floating there. They are just standing or laying on shallower parts of the riverbed. Now hippos don't actually swim nor float. They don't have the buoyancy. They're very dense. They sink to river and lake bottoms. They'll use their front legs to move themselves along. Back legs just float behind them, gives them that illusion of swimming. Now they're one of the largest land mammals. The average size of a hippo is about 5 feet tall, 9 feet long, and around 5,000 pounds. Considered land mammals because they will come on land to feed. Now, despite their large incisors, they are herbivores. They'll run 3 to 4 miles every night, eating grasses, plants, and hays. And now crocodile to the left. Now, crocodile can reach 16 to 20 feet long when fully grown. They'll weigh anywhere between 500 and 750 pounds on average. Main diet consisting of fish, but they'll take down just about anything that comes around them, consuming up to half of their body weight in meat at one feeding. Now, they do have slow metabolism, so they can go months without food at all if they need to. And unless they're moving to feed or adjust temperature, they're usually pretty sedentary. They don't really move around a whole lot. At the top of the hill on the right, you're going to see a baobab tree. Baobab trees live up to 2,500 years, although the one here is only around 1,000 years old. They'll stay leafless about 9 months each year to conserve water, holding close to 30,000 gallons of water in these trees. Now, during droughts and dry seasons, animals can get water from the baobab tree. The bark is sponge-like. Animals lick and nibble on our bark to get the water out, which is why it is also called the tree of life. So the baobab trees here at Animal Kingdom, more specifically here on the reserve, are what is considered Disney real. They are replications of what a real baobab tree would look like at 1,000 years old. So we're not going to pick them up, fly them over here. One, I couldn't imagine the logistics behind that. Two, they actually are giant sponges. They do suck the water out of the ground, so you don't want to do that here in Florida because it's going to cause a giant sinkhole. I don't want to go down in a sinkhole. So yeah, these are Disney real. There is a real one in Epcot at Living with the Land. They push it around in a giant flower pot. It's only a couple hundred years old. It's not always visible. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. If you talk to them there, they'll be able to tell you if it's out or not at the time. All right, friends, we're going to head down into the African savannas, home to some of the most iconic animals in Africa. Now, these wide open spaces are perfect for the large herds that migrate through. We have some of the world's fastest land animals in these wide open spaces for their speeds, and of course, some of the world's largest land animals as well. Now, let's go ahead and start with some of the smallest but fastest. Here at the bottom of the hill, these antelopes are springbok. They're fully grown, standing around 2.5 feet tall. They're small but fast. They can run close to 60 miles an hour. When they're running, they do this thing called pronking. They can jump 6 to 8 feet high and up to 13 feet forward. Running full speed and pronking, they're actually going to be able to jump through our truck from side to side. The cattle are Ankole cattle, also called a Watusi, for the Watusi tribe that first domesticated them. Now, they are one of 2 domesticated animals here on our reserve. Those horns can get up to 6 feet long each, with up to a 24-inch round base on them. Those horns, though, aren't quite as heavy as you'd imagine. There is a honeycomb structure inside of their horns that they circulate their blood through. Helps to release heat from their body to help them stay cooler. We have a very successful species survival program here. And so we got the baby zebra that's up here. We do have African wild dogs over to the left-hand side, kind of laying back by the tree line to the left, and there's some in the den. Also called painted dogs for those splotchy colored coats. Now, they may kind of look like your average house dog, but they are the #1 hunter of mammals in Africa. They have an 80 to 90% success rate on their hunts. They take turns chasing prey until their prey drops from exhaustion. Each dog can run 3 to 4 miles at about 35 miles an hour without slowing down. They have incredible stamina. Unfortunately, due to human-animal conflict, they are endangered, with only a couple of thousand left in Africa. They don't actually pose threats to humans, though, just to our livestock. Hi, friends. Please make sure everyone is fully seated, please. All the way down. Thank you. The brown antelopes laying down to the left are sable antelopes. They're the emblem here of the Harambe Reserve. In a fight or flight situation, they'll always fight back. They use their long horns to knock off predators that try to jump onto their backs. There's a view of the zebras. We have dad and mom and baby there. Look at her trying to play.
Oh, that is cute.
She's only a couple of weeks old. She's only been out here on the reserve with us for about a week now. She's been bonding backstage with mom. Those are Hartman's mountain zebra. They have white bellies. Their stripes don't go all the way around. Stripes do tend to be whiter as well, especially on their back hips. Now they do live in higher elevations, and because of that, they need more oxygen in their bodies. So their hearts are larger than that of other zebras, usually about 3 times larger. Allows them to carry more oxygen-rich red blood cells throughout their body. She's super cute. The gray antelopes up here are wildebeest. Wildebeest do form one of the largest migrating herds on Earth. Up to 1.5 million will gather together and migrate close to 1,000 miles every year in search of food and water. Sounds chaotic, but they're pretty organized. Even when they lay down to sleep and rest, they do tend to lay in rows that zigzag, and they'll face in different directions. That way, if predators come around, they'll just jump and scatter. It confuses predators, and the wildebeest won't get into each other's way. Now, the great wildebeest migration is a fairly new phenomenon. It only started in the 1960s, and nobody's exactly sure why. We do know, however, that they do follow the rain patterns. They want the freshest, most nutritious growths of vegetation. Now, the giraffes up here are Maasai giraffes. Maasai giraffe have spots that have jagged, irregular edges to them. Most other giraffe species have smooth edges on their spots. It's a pretty easy way to help identify the different types of giraffes. Now, they are the tallest land animal. They can stand upwards of 20 feet tall when fully grown, averaging around 6 foot at birth, which is a good thing because the first thing they experience is a 6-foot drop to the ground. The moms don't actually give birth laying down, only standing up. It's actually pretty rare to see giraffes in the wild lay down. Because of their long legs, it does take a few extra moments to lay down and stand back up, during which time they are completely vulnerable to predators that are in the area. They can't jump around like other prey animals can. Now, they do spend the majority of their day eating and wandering looking for food to eat, but only around 30 minutes of each day is spent sleeping. They don't even really sleep all at one time either. They're going to take short 3 to 5 minute naps throughout their day. Now, we are going to head around towards the left here. There were some radio calls earlier about elephants moving through the area. Fully grown African elephants are the world's largest land mammal. Big bull males can weigh up to 15,000 pounds. We have mandrills to the left. Mandrills are very shy but social within their own family unit. They smile and play like we do, but if you see a mandrill smile at humans or other animals, it's a sign of aggression. Now, there is an elephant over to the right-hand side, wandering up that side road. It's actually the bull male here on our reserve. He is 41, 13 feet tall, 13,000 pounds. Elephants are highly poached for their ivory tusks, but they face other dangers as well, especially from farmers. Now, farmers plant fields, and as elephants wander looking for food and water, they'll walk through the fields, accidentally tearing them up with their feet, eating the crops. Now, the farmers are understandably upset. It is their main source of income. However, to keep fields safe, farmers hunt and poach the elephants. Here on the reserve, we do everything we can to help aid in animal conservation. So we teamed up with researchers and conservationists, and by studying the herd here on our reserve, we've actually discovered that elephants are scared of honeybees. So we went to Kenya, talked to farmers who helped us with an experiment. And honestly, what they did was put honeybee hives around their fields, and it worked. When the elephants would walk close to the fields, they'd hear the bees. They'd walk around the fields instead of through them. So now the farmers are happy, fields are safe, and they're no longer poaching the elephants. And the farmers have the added benefit of being able to sell the honey from the hives to help supplement their income. It's called the Elephants and Bees Project. Now, we are trying to get as many farmers involved in the Elephants and Bees project as possible. We're trying to get the number of elephants that are poached in Africa to decline. Elephants are poached at a much higher rate than they can reproduce, so we need their numbers to rise. They are a keystone species in Africa. They're very important to the environments and ecosystems that they travel through. Now, for example, throughout their lifetime, elephants travel hundreds of miles, and every single day they can consume, oh look to the left, they can consume up to a couple of 100 pounds of vegetation. Now, within the vegetation, there's seeds and roots from what they're eating, and as they travel, they'll drop their dung. Now, as the dung dries out, it releases the seeds and roots back to the environment, helping to create new growths of vegetation wherever the elephants go. Dung itself is very important to the soil. As it decomposes, it does provide a lot of nutrients back into the soil. It's fertilizing it, making sure we have healthy growths of vegetation. We have greater flamingos here, the largest and lightest pink of all flamingos. First hatch, they'll have gray feathers. It does take about a year and a half to 2 years for their diet of brine shrimp to turn that light pink color. Now the pigmentation, the coloration is coming from the beta carotene that's in the brine shrimp and the other crustaceans that they eat. As we head through these rock formations here, watch to the left-hand side. There is some more of that elephant herd to the left. We may be able to catch a peek of it. Now, as we kind of scratch our way around the reserve, I do watch through the trees because some animals will take shelter in the shade of the trees. It's cooler temperatures for them, better camouflage as well. Now, some of those animals are considered crepuscular. Crepuscular meaning they are most active in early morning and late evening hours. Think like an hour or so around dusk and dawn each day. Now, the bongos that we saw earlier, they are considered crepuscular, doing a fairly good job of hiding where they were. They're not crepuscular as we make the curve, oh my goodness, on both sides of us. On the left hand side, we have some cheetah kind of laying in the lower corner, and then there's a southern white rhino on the hill to the right. Southern white rhinos have wide, square jaws. They're grazers. They eat grasses and hay. Fully grown, they can weigh up to around 5,000 pounds, run close to 30 miles an hour. Don't see very well. Everything close is fine, but the distance is blurry. They have excellent hearing to make up for that. By sounds we make, they can actually tell where we are. Ostrich to the right there as well. Now, cheetahs, they're the fastest land animal. They can go from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds. They'll maintain speeds of 60 to 70 miles an hour for a few hundred yards while they chase their prey. After that first initial chase, they're left completely exhausted. They've used up all of their energy. They're overheated. They need to rest. They can't defend themselves or their prey against any predators that might try to come and take it from them. So cheetahs actually hunt during the day. They're diurnal. A lot of other predators will sleep and rest in the day, do the majority of their hunting at night, meaning that they are nocturnal. Now they have those spots, the cheetah have those spots all over their body, works extremely well for their camouflage, and under each eye is a solid black line, which is going to help deflect the glare from the sun while they're out trying to hunt during the day. Lion to the left. Lion to the left. Wow.
Wow.
Mainly nocturnal, they'll spend 16 to 20 hours each day inactive, sleeping, resting, relaxing. Now during the day they have 20/20 vision like we do, but at night it is 6 times better. Now they're opportunistic hunters, but they prefer to hunt at night when they can. The cooler temperatures, better vision, give them a much better chance of success on their hunts. Females more successful on the hunts than the males are. They don't have the size, weight, nor bulk the males do. They don't overheat as quickly. They'll also hunt with their pride. Now prides of lions are actually females and they're young. Now males live in a small bachelor group that's called a coalition. Now the ostrich and saltworms are just birds, they just don't fly. They'll use their wings to help them change direction when they're running, and they'll run, full speed average for ostrich is 43 miles an hour. And the ones here on our reserve are female. They have gray feathers. Males have black feathers. Now they will stand between 6 and 8 feet tall and weigh up to about 300 pounds. A couple of ostrich eggs there to the right as well. Large birds, large eggs. Those eggs can get up to be about as big as a football and weigh up to 3 pounds. Now this area is Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen is the edge of our reserve. You have a warden's outpost here. Hanging in front of the outpost, you're going to see a yellow, kind of triangular shaped box. It's a beehive that we're working on for the Elephants and Bees project. Now we're also raising Nigerian dwarf goats. Huge, playful, and very beneficial. They eat a lot of the wood and underbrush that the other animals can't or won't eat. Provides better visibility around the outpost and in villages. And their milk is very nutritious. It's high in vitamins and minerals. It has a high butterfat content and makes an excellent cheese local villagers will sell in markets. Now we are exiting out of the reserve. We're going to head back to the village of Harambe. Now I do truly hope that you enjoyed your safari on here with me today. It was absolutely my pleasure having you here on the back of my truck. One of those explorers, my truck is Simba 1. Now I loved bumbling around the reserve with you, seeing some of the magnificent animals that are in Africa, sharing with you just a little of the knowledge that I have of the animals and conservation efforts. Now an easy way to help with conservation is to simply reduce our use of plastic. Invest in, actually use stuff like reusable bottles, shopping bags, sandwich bags, and even straws. Those single-use plastic straws again cannot be recycled. They don't properly fit through the recycling mechanisms. And just make sure we are properly recycling what we use on a daily basis. Now we're turning on to the main road into the village, so please double check your rows. Make sure you have all of your belongings. If you need trash cans or recycling bin, we're going to have some right on the main dock for you.